Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a nice weekend. Thank you for joining us as we start our week. Monday morning for most of us here, Monday evening over here. But of course, we also have folks joining from all over the world. So some folks in the middle of the night or early morning birds catching the very first worm. Hey, Jan, Caroline, Sue, Verona, Alice, Ivy, and everyone else who already said hi in the chat. Thank you guys for making it the friendly place that it is already. Just a reminder, especially to the newish folks, if you run into any tech trouble, I'm here to help. I'd like to ask you, don't leave questions about technical issues in the live chat where it will distract from the learning for everyone else and for a teacher. So instead, what I'd like to ask you to do, if you'd like any help, if you're having trouble, you can't sort it out. Actually, let me just show you the first few things real fast. The regulars have seen this a million times. First, wait a second, see if things improve. If they don't, try refreshing the web page. So at the top of your web page, you'll probably see a circular arrow, something like that. If you don't see that, you can just close the web page and enter from the email, which I sent you about a half an hour, and see if that works. If that doesn't work, there's also a backup link included in the email that I sent you, and it's always there in the email reminder that I send you half an hour before each Monday lesson. Looks something like that. And if nothing's working, just reply to that email. It will reach me privately, or just visit learnbridgeonline.com and use the support widget. If you use either of those things, you'll reach me. I can help out privately, and we won't distract from the fun for everyone else. One last thing I need to do before we get started is start the recording so that this lesson, like all of them, will be there for you in the lesson library. So we'll just wait for that to fire up. Hey, Robert and Sue, glad you guys could join us. Stuart, Margarita. All right, here we go. The recording is active. Welcome back to the class. Everyone unable to join us live, we're sad you couldn't be with us, but perhaps next week we could keep hoping. Should be a good one today. Everyone better put their thinking caps on. The fourth in Jack's new series, Winning Strategies at Duplicate. And if the previous three can give us a hint about what's coming, we'll all be mentally tired by this one, but it'll be a lot of fun as well. So, all right, let's get to it, shall we? Let me find Jack and call him up. Hey there, Katie, Sarah, Stuart, dark and dismal. All right, well, perfect. We have bridge. I hope you have a nice warm cup of tea. Hey, Jack.
Morning.
Jack, I don't think I know even. Are you a tea drinker? Are you a coffee drinker?
It's a good question. I developed, now that you ask, Bashir, I won't bore you, but I've developed intolerance to caffeine. So I have to drink like herbal teas, peppermint tea or green tea or chamomile tea.
Is that it, Jack? Is that why you're able to remember everything? And meanwhile, I cannot until I have like my third cup of coffee.
I think, Bashir, must be something in the water.
Yeah. All right. Well, send over some of that water then. We'll give it a try.
I'll package it over to you. FedEx.
Very good. Yeah. Won't raise any eyebrows. Well, Jack, we have one heck of a lesson lined up for folks, so I don't want to take any more time. I'll turn it over to you. But as always, please sing out my name if I could be of any assistance.
Thanks, Bashir. Yes, of course, it's the final lesson of my duplicate pair strategy. So really excited about this. It's the first time that I've ever taught this lesson, either face-to-face or online. It's being created from scratch. So yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Bye, everyone. I'll see you at the end.
Thanks, Bashir, for the introduction. As always, let's get down to business. The business of winning strategies at Duplicate. Today is our final lesson. Those who have just joined in the last week or two, you can access it. Bashir is going to put them together, all 4 lessons of the Duplicate course in a bundle. So you'll be able to easily access them. They're all in the library. We've been doing them once a month. So let's get going. It is a harder lesson today, by the way. This lesson is sponsored by paracetamol, but a very useful lesson. I hope you'll agree at the end. Let's go. So if you've not doubled the opponents into game all year, and we're coming to the end of this year, you're not doubling enough. I remember I doubled someone back in May. 3 diamonds doubled, the lady made it. She must have made her day. At pairs, you can stomach the odd bottom to convert those hundreds to 200s. 200 is generally a top. Down 1 vulnerable, and hundreds to 300s if you're non-vulnerable. Then you've overtaken the score of the making part score. Okay. Oh, and there's bottom of them all, look. Yes, tops and bottoms. I wonder if that's your address in the caption. Keep Sam on her toes. Okay, this lesson comes in 4 parts, really. Part 1, make a penalty double more freely at pairs. If you think you're being stolen from and would have made your contract, which was likely to be played at other tables, you pretty much have to double, regardless whether you think it will make, because otherwise you get a really bad score. So let's have a look at the next hand. And there's someone making off with the loot, look. So this auction here, let's just look at this. You've opened 1 heart on your 16 count, yeah. Deirdre can't hear me, by the way. Deirdre, you need to contact Bashir. Hang on, let me just tell her quickly. Deirdre, where are we? Contact Bashir. There we go. Yes, Bashir's done it. So we've opened a heart. West has overcalled 1 spade. North, your partner's come back 2 clubs, promising 10 points or more, yeah? Or 9 points in a 5-card suit, but good values. East has raised to 2 spades. South has bid 3 diamonds. You, yeah, with your 5-4, good hand. Forcing to game, I played that as. We did that with the improvers on Wednesday. New suit at the 3 level. I would encourage you definitely to have that forcing to game by opener or responder. Partner goes back to 3 hearts. East sticks their neck out with 3 spades. You really got to double that bet for penalties and hopefully get it 2 down. Can't let that one go. You've definitely got the balance of the points, haven't you? Okay. So if they make 3 spades, your double has probably turned 15% into 0%, which is no big deal. If they go down 1 or 2, your double here will have turned a 20% score into a 90% score. Yeah. There's no guarantee 4 hearts is going to make everyone. North is just giving a preference. They might not have 3 hearts in this auction. I think that's important, by the way. Some of you are suggesting, why don't we bid 4 hearts? Well, North is just showing a preference here. They might only have a doubleton heart. They're not guaranteeing 3. Do you get a better score with 3 spades double than making 4 hearts? Yeah, depending on the vulnerability, Sam. We're assuming no one's vulnerable here, by the way. Love all. There's no guarantee 4 hearts is going to make either. But yes, we have to double that one there. But I think it's important. North is not guaranteeing a fit here. They might just be showing a preference to hearts. They might only have a doubleton. Okay. So you're getting the picture. Here's another one. Partner's opened a heart. East overcalls a spade. You bid 2 hearts on your 7 count. 2 spades. North bids 3 clubs. 3 spades by East. What do you think about this one? What would you do here? Love all. Yes, even if vulnerable died beyond that last one. Take the money. What do you think you have to do here? Would you double or bid 4 hearts? The clue here is you're holding in partner's suits. Partner's been hearts and clubs, and you've got Queen, Jack, X of hearts. I'm going to give you a get out of jail free. This is a difficult lesson. If you get most of the answers wrong, that'll be entirely normal today. And for those who've just joined in the last week or 2, these duplicate pairs strategy lessons are the hardest ones that we do. We're doing an easier one next week. Get out of jail free, though. 3 clubs will be about 15, 16 plus Robert and Sue. They're playing it as natural. Not 19 plus, Kim, because otherwise they jump, but I'd be playing that as about 15, 16 plus. But I think the clue to this is that you're holding in hearts and clubs. Look, you've got the Queen Jack X of partners hearts, and you've got the King Jack in partners clubs. Yeah. And you've got length in spades, partners short. So you can change your answer if you want. I think one or two of you have, whose Christian name begins with an S. S for sugar. Should we have a look? Mary's in at last. Mary, better late than never. Yeah, just showing a second suit. Some people played that 3 clubs as a trial bid there, Debs. Trial bid for game. So this one actually should bid 4 hearts because you've got good hearts and clubs to partner. And also, partner must have a singleton spade. So this hand actually is one to bid 4 hearts. Well done if you did that first time round. Not easy, especially if we've just been discussing penalty doubles. But we don't like to, make anything too easy for you. Right, so there's a few more examples here. After partner opens 1 heart, again, it's exactly the same auction, actually. Exactly the same auction, but what might you do with this one? Let's assume love all. You've got 3 options, haven't you? Pass, double, or 4 hearts. Good morning, everyone. Linda, Beetle, Maz, Andrew. Yeah, I think it's time for the red card, isn't it? Ita, Margarita, good morning. Robert and Sue. Yeah, this is a double. Decent spades. And it looks like you're being stolen from in 3 hearts, doesn't it? But it's quite a good expression now, the one at the beginning, that teachers like to say, if you haven't doubled them into game all year, you're not doubling them. I've doubled them once into game this year. I think that's enough for me. I don't really want to do it again. It was a big fat 0. Good. So that's a double one. Let's play our first hand on BBO. Put the theory into practice. Oh, and good morning if you're watching in replay. I know many of you do. I hope you're enjoying this more advanced lesson today on strategy, winning strategy at duplicate. It's a pass. It's a pass. It's a pass, and it's 1 spade. Are you 1 no trump on the west hand, or are you 2 spades? That's the little question we just put out to you. Morning, Katie, Marion P, Nikki in West Sussex, Dulcie. Oh, Dulcie won her gentle duplicate last week with her partner. 15 tables, I think there were. She's very pleased. The investment's paying off, Dulcie. Didi from North Yorkshire, Kim, Cynthia, Margaret. You're all bidding 2 spades, of course you are. That's fairly straightforward. What about North? Look at the vulnerability. North, South, not vulnerable. Vulnerability does come into doubling and saving, of course. Would you bid anything with a North hand now? Remember, all these lessons we're playing duplicate pairs. Very important to say that. Yes, possibly one of your cheaper investments, Dulcie, as well. I haven't seen your financial portfolio, but bridge lessons are relatively cheap. Right. Yes. Oh, hi, Vivian. You knew Vivian. Anne Emsley. B from Knaresborough. Yeah, you're all doubling. Good. This is a good pairs double for takeout. Yeah. Second time round. Partner's not going to be expecting too much. I mean, you'd prefer to have a 4th heart. You would, but this is pairs. You really do have to stick your neck out sometimes. And you might push the opponents up. East passes. They're in 2 spades double. South bids 3 hearts, as they would. No point in East bidding 3 spades. I know they've got 6 losing tricks, but they've only got 13 points. And you never know, they might get left in 2 spades doubled if sometimes South forgets to bid. I've seen that happen before. So no point in East coming. What does West do, if anything? Well, they got 9 points. Over to West with the Ace of Clubs, Queen of Hearts. Very wintry outside here. Cold, it's a fair bit of snow on the ground. Very good weather for learning bridge. It was always good weather for learning bridge, but this is particularly good. Yeah, definite penalty double here. Where are we? At 100% penalty because partners bid, of course. And you don't need to worry about, sometimes we tell you not to double with length in the opponent's trumps, but with queen, jack, 10, 9 of hearts, you're going to make 2 of those. It doesn't matter that you're tipping off declarer, you've got length in trumps. That brings the auction to the close. And what would you lead as West? Oh, you're in York, are you, Maz? I didn't know that. Yes, not New York, I don't think. What do you lead on the West hand, everyone? I think it was due to be heavy rain today. Yeah, second time round, Julia M. Good point from Julia M. She's asking, is it okay to double with 10 points? Second time round it is, because then partner knows you won't have 12, but not normally. If West opened 1 spade, I wouldn't double with that hand with 10 points. No, good point from, good point. So that's interesting. If West had opened 1 spade, I definitely would pass with the North hand with 10 points. The only reason we're doubling is that we passed first time round, and the opponents had found a fit as well. If the opponents have found a fit in bridge, generally you've got a fit as well. Unless the cheat suit. Definitely I'd play the Queen of Hearts here. Trump lead. Calls for a trump lead here. There's an expression, if partner doubles a part score, then lead a trump. Or if you double a part score, lead a trump. It's quite a good expression that I quite like. You may not have heard that one before. Right, what am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking, trying to get out for 1 down is what I'm thinking here. It's going to be a bit of a scramble. Clearly, I'd like to rough some spades. I'd also like to do something with the clubs as well. Yeah, you might not have heard that one, Chris, before. We have maybe covered it a long time ago. If partner doubles a part score, then lead a trump. So kind of expert's expression. But happy to share it with you, of course. Okay, let's get down to business. Okay, well, at trick 2, do you think we play a spade or do we play a club? A little bit of a dilemma. Do we play the 10 of spades from dummy or do we play the 2 of clubs? Nothing else looks reasonable. And remember, these set hands are more difficult as well. Comes with the territory. Harder lesson, you get harder hands. Well, actually, almost everyone's playing the spade. 1 or 2 of you aren't. Very well done if you didn't. Actually, it does look like the obvious thing to play a spade, but we need actually to set up a club. So we're going to go for clubs first. The spade ruff can wait. Yeah. Here we go, King of Hearts. Now we take the spade. East, really, we know, must have the ace, King of Spades for their bidding, by the way, for their opening bid of 1 spade. So we're not too bothered here, and we're pretty sure East won't have any trumps left to return. So that's why we could afford to take the club first. We've still got a trump left in dummy, knowing that East has the ace, King of Spades for their opening bid. They switch to the King of Diamonds, as you would. We now take our spade ruff. Oh, hang on. Sorry, club first to the king. We ruff a club. This method of play, by the way, is known as scrambling. We're going to kind of try and scramble to 8 tricks. We're not going to make this contract. Now we ruff the spade in dummy. And guess what? Having roughed out the jack of clubs, the 10 is now a master. So losing diamond goes away. We can now ruff a diamond. And that is scrambling, everyone. It's when you're in a part score and you just try and scramble, really, by not drawing trumps. I'm not at all bothered by the last few tricks, so we'll just play them out. We're going to lose the last few. But when the dust has settled, Yeah, dust settling, yeah. We're only one down. So that's 100. Not a bad result at all, because 2 spades would have made with ease. So North did stick their neck out. We got out for 100, but that was careful play. I think quite a few declarers might have gone for 300 there, which would have been a disaster. Certainly East-West would not have made 4 spades. No way in the world. Good. Okay, well, interesting hand. I'm not sure if that's available in replay, but you'll find out later on. 2 of these hands available in replay to play yourselves. Tricky hand though, B. Yes, you're right. Tricky to get out for 1 down. Let's move back to the slideshow. A similar situation. Similar bidding to before. Partners open a heart. East has overcalled 1 spade. You've bid 2 hearts. Better than passing with your 6 points there, by the way, even though you're 4-3-3-3. What next, do you think? 2 spades. North bids 3 clubs. East bids 3 spades. And again, are you pass, double, or 4 hearts? What do you think? Take your pick. 3 to choose from here. If you're watching in replay, what do you think you might do? But it's interesting, Marguerite, you're saying different mindset. It is interesting, yes, how the expert plays the hand out. And there, we just scrambled 8 tricks. Well done. This is a red flag, isn't it? We got rubbish hand, rubbish in spades, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Oh, Anne's in. Better late than never. You can catch the first 20 minutes in replay, Anne. Nice to have you on board. Yeah, this is a pass. Go quietly. And that caption says, now, madam, will you go quietly or shall I have to use force? That's what the man's saying to the lady. There you go, one I picked off from the web. Yes, I thought that might amuse you, Sam. I don't do these captions purely for you, Sam, by the way, but obviously, you know, you're the forefront of my mind when I do them. Here's another one. Bidding's the same on all these in this first part of the lesson. Yes, 1 or 2 were late, Howard. Don't worry that you're late. Anne's only just joined as well. You can catch the first 25 minutes in replay. But nice to have Howard on board as well. How about this one? Again, similar auction, but you've got 8 count now. Oh, Julia Hughes only just got in. Yeah, a few latecomers. Welcome to the party. But you'll have to catch this 25 minutes in replay. We're just doing doubling and saving for those who've just joined, whether it's better to double on hands like this or pass or bid 4 hearts. Well, there's no guarantee 4 hearts is going to make here. You know, we've got a very flat hand. 4, 3, 3, 3. So best, and you've got Queen, Jack, X of spades. We need to stick our neck out a bit and make a penalty double. It's a defensive looking hand, isn't it? And there are some bison being defensive, I think. Look, they're all lined up in a row, look, aren't they? Oh, morning, Gold Dust. And Rosemary. It's been helped by Bashir. That's good, Bashir. Certainly busy again, I think, this morning. That could be Harrogate, couldn't it? Out in the fields. Good. So, yes, I put in a penalty double there. I mean, it's not 100% going to go down, but, you know, you just have to try and take the money. You probably have bison up with you in Scotland, Tiggy. Aberdeenshire, is it Aberdeenshire, Tiggy? Right, we're going to move on to part B. When not to make a penalty double. That's definitely worthy of discussion. As with all forms of bridge, do not double if your double tips off to the declarer that you have a useful trump holding. For example, if you had, I don't know, Queen 10XX, I wouldn't ever double with something like that. But hand we doubled with, we have Queen Jack 10-9. It didn't matter because we're always going to make 2 tricks 100%. You would stage them, you'd pass. Also, do not double when the opponents are playing precisely where you want. By passing, you'll get a big result, even if you don't double them. But by doubling, you risk them running to safer haven. So what I'm saying is, they might be in the wrong contract. You're doubling them. That gives them a chance to get out of jail and go somewhere else. So both those type of doubles have little to gain and lots to lose. And there's a cheeky teenager giving you the loser sign look. Actually, maybe not even a teenager. Yes, I can thoroughly recommend Margarita's marmalade. I've eaten it. I do accept bribes, by the way. Okay, part 2. Leaving in partners take out doubles more often. As pairs, it's all about frequency of gain, not amount of gain. It's how often your action works, not by how much. Therefore, you should leave in partners take out double more often. Okay, so when partner doubles for takeout, more often at players, leave it in and convert it into a penalty double. You can afford the odd disaster when the double contract makes, when most of the time you'll do best to pass and get their contract 1 or 2 down. And what on earth is that white van doing there? Anyone know? What relevance has that white van to the text? Little trivia question, you might like to have a guess. Yeah, Sam's wondering the same thing. Some of you might have owned that van, and then you'll know the answer. I think it's a Peugeot, I'm not sure. Stolen. Well done, Sarah M. You've got the right answer. The model is called a partner. Very useless piece of trivia, that, isn't it? I like your alternative suggestions, though. Oh, stolen. That's a good one. Stolen the contract eater. Well done. I'm with you. Let's play hand 2 on BBO to see what's happening over there. Here's one I prepared earlier. So here we go. Nikki, you'll have to wait till later. It's a 3-diamond opener. And I'm sure you're all going to make a takeout double with the West hand, so I'm not going to ask you that one. Put up or shut up by North. It very rarely bid a new suit. Over to East then. This is what we're looking at. So it's gone 3 diamonds by South. I don't mind opening 3 diamonds on a poor 4-card major, by the way. You know, I think it's better to open 3 diamonds there than pass. West doubles for takeout. What do you do as East with your 5 points, do you think, if anything? Playing pairs, of course. Yes, it was a very cryptic caption, that, Sam. I do like to, you know, keep you on your toes. Kim, good morning. Maria's in Spain. Hola. Alice has got in. Philippa, Gilly, Max with us. Vicky H, Eta, Linda, Beetle, Glyn, of course, all our regulars, and quite a lot of newcomers as well. Do say hi if it's your first week. It's always nice to say hello from newcomers and where you're from, or if you joined last week. Nearly all of you are passing. That's correct. Yeah, I really wouldn't want to bid 4 clubs with that pile of you know what. Madam Lola's here too. Yeah, good. Really is the best option. Right, let's have a look. And as declarer, I'm just kind of thinking, yeah, I want to get to dummy, but it could be difficult. But drawing trumps mainly as declarer. But let's just see how the defense goes. Judy, you don't have to bid no. Interesting point from Judy. Occasionally, Judy, you can leave partners take out double in and convert it to a penalty double if you've got nothing worthy of bidding, Judy. Because here you'd have to bid 4 clubs. Who wants to bid 4 clubs? You know, which would be doubled by North. It's no man's land. You know, it's not game. Good question from Judy there. Which card does East play now, everyone? Which card specifically does East play? Which card do they signal with if you're watching in replay? Hopefully you're enjoying this lesson. Definitely you won't be playing golf or tennis this morning. unless you're a member of a indoor club. My paddle is a bit on hold at the moment. Yes, well done. Let's have a little bit of a signal. High, low. Third heart. Diamond comes back. And what does West do next? Anne in Harrogate, just in case we don't know. Sally AD, Margaret. Maz is in York, I know that now. Miriam, Annie and Stuart's also in Harrogate. Judith, yeah, of course, you play back another heart. You know that Declare's still got a heart left. Yeah, it's a heart. Because your good partner can then rough out the last heart. Very good defense by East West. The robots are on good form this morning. Better cash the ace of clubs in case it runs away. Declare claims the rest by drawing trumps, but down 2. So a very useful 300 to East West, who would, wouldn't have made 4 clubs. Good defense, wasn't it? Quite fun, Matt. 2 down would be a top. Yeah, so very well done for East leaving in the penalty double. You probably should do other forms of bridge as well. Oh, hi, Sue M. You're new. Oh, you're hi from Ely. Yes. Chris is also from Ely. Good defensive hand, Margarita. Yes, thank you for saying so. Let's go back to the classroom. We're on to part 3 of the lesson, which is good because we're roughly halfway through. We'll say it again. It's a lesson for the more experienced. But certainly the less experienced will learn a few things from it as well. Oh, you know each other. I was going to say Ely must be a small place, Chris, but I don't think it's that small. Right, sacrifice bidding. Moving on to part 2. So we've looked at doubling. Yeah. I mean, also word of warning, don't go crazy after this lesson and suddenly double every single contract the opponents are in, or part score. Just a word of warning, only when the time is right. When you think you've been stolen from. Oh, Ely Bridge Club. Yes, that would make sense, Chris. Okay, so in a word, don't sacrifice. For a save to work well, all these criteria need to be happening. So first of all, it must be cheap against the opposing game. You don't want to go for 500 when they're only making 420. Secondly, the opponents must be making their game, 4 hearts or 4 spades or whatever. There's no guarantee of that. And finally, the field must be bidding and making their game. Someone asked what the field was the other day. So the field in duplicate pairs is known as everyone else, all the other players. So you might have an expression like, all the field are bidding 3 no trumps. It means everyone in the room is bidding 3 no trumps. So better tactics is to let the opponents play the game and hope they go down. Only save when the opponents might well bid on to the dreaded 5 level. Okay? They are most likely to do this when you make an advanced save and you're non-vulnerable versus vulnerable. In that case, you can go 3 down and show a profit. So what we're saying there, everyone, is if you're non-vulnerable and say bid to 5 diamonds, which was doubled, that's 3 down. But that's 500. If the opponents are making 4 hearts or 4 spades, they get 620. So your 500 is cheaper than 620 and you'll get the top score. Let's look. No, Dulcie, it's a very sensible question. Saving, Dulcie, means basically, just what I've said, really. If you can sacrifice, like bidding 5 diamonds and only go 500 down, that's what we call a good save against the opponents making 620. That's what the expression means. But yeah, no, Julia was asking the same question. I think it's not clear what a save is in bridge. Yeah, a save is when you go cheaply in your sacrifice. So, for example, 500, losing 500 is better than losing 620 for the opponent's making game. Effectively win by losing, Tiggy, yes. Let's play hand 3. Yeah, good one, Tiggy. Well done. You're after my job. Here we go. It's a 1 spade opener. 2 club overcall. 2 spades by North. Interesting, fairly straightforward so far. Would you bid 3 clubs as East with your 8 points? If you're watching in replay, you're non-vulnerable. Would you bid 3 clubs or would you pass? Oh, John from Cork's back with us. Hi, John. Haven't heard from you for a while. Nice to see. I think and Sandra's with us. Leslie, Ingrid, good morning. Yes, you should assume really that when partner overcalls at the 2 level, they'll have a 6-card suit, because most of the time they will. A lot of top players, experts, top players, they like to have a 6-card suit to overcall at the 2 level, unless it's a really good 5-1 with some shape. Yeah. So they can bid 3 clubs there. And are we 3 spades or 4 spades with the south hand? 3 spades or 4 spades? Take your pick. It's kind of marginal. Yes, most of the chat box are bidding 4 spades. I tend to agree with them. With a 7-card suit, and kind of half expecting to make and half expecting to bounce the opponents maybe up to 5 clubs. Now, would you bid 5 clubs with the West hand? This is what the main purpose of this hand is. Would you sacrifice 5 clubs or would you pass? 6 losers, Chris, by the way, for the south hand. King, Queen of Spades, Ace of Hearts, Ace, King of Clubs, and the King of Diamonds. Just to clear up the losing trick count. Are you bidding 5 clubs or are you passing? Well, interesting. I think most of the chat box are bidding 5 clubs, but is there any guarantee 4 spades is going to make? I really can't see us making 5 clubs at all. Actually, you should pass. Even though the vulnerability is with you, you know, there's no guarantee 4 spades is making here. Especially that South has bounced into it. So it's a difficult decision, but, you know, we said on that first slide, didn't we? Should you sacrifice? In a word, don't. Yeah, because you need all those criteria to make. And okay, yes, we are favourable vulnerability here. 5 clubs might only be 1 or 2 down. Actually, 5 clubs would be 2 down. So 5 clubs would be a good save. It would be doubled, but it'd only be 300. Owing to the fortunate position of the King of Hearts. Oh, no, why not? Yes, let's just make it very clear to Dulcie and to others that the reason we're not bidding 5 clubs is that there's no guarantee 4 spades is going to make. Yeah. Yeah, the other criteria there, I agree with you. We are non-vulnerable against vulnerable, but there is no guarantee that 4 spades is making. So I'm afraid if you bid 5 clubs, which would 100% be doubled by any person who's not a beginner, you're going to lose 300. Let's have a look, shall we? It is a difficult lesson, this, though. Yeah. That's why we only do them once a month. And this is the last one in our series. Right. Well, what am I thinking? I'm thinking the chances of making this, if we can get the diamonds going. Yeah. Let's see what the opponents do, though. Janie, you can always let it waft over your head like a warm breeze. I mean, the easier lesson for you lot is Wednesday morning at 11. We're practicing transfers, okay? Just before I forget to tell you, 11 o'clock, you're welcome to join. Much easier lesson, practicing transfers, for those of you a bit rusty on those. So we don't know that four space is guaranteed because we can't see the cards and we don't know the outcome, but they've blasted four space, haven't they? You know, it looks like they've kind of gambled a bit as South on bidding four spades, and we've got good defensive values. You know, we've got the ace, king of clubs and the ace of hearts. All we need from partner is one defensive trick. Right, let's get on with the hand though. It is a difficult lesson if you don't understand all the theory. Don't worry, leave it to a later date. Right, which card does East play now? Let's practice our defense. Yeah, it's all down to experience this, East. I've talked about it in recent weeks. The E word. Experience is all in bridge. This one's for the more experienced. Definitely people who've been playing a few years at a reasonable level. This is not for people who are playing gentle duplicate, really. But you'll pick up a few points from it. Well, not many of you know this. East, who is an experienced player, by the way, I've seen their robot convention card, has played the Queen of Clubs. What does that mean in bridge when a player drops the Queen of Clubs under the ace? Because a lot of you won't know this. I know that because I've just seen the chat box. But I know it anyway because it's quite an advanced thing that we don't often talk about. What does the player of the Queen of Clubs promise by East? Would they play a queen from Queen Doubleton? That's an interesting point. With Queen X, would East drop the queen? Answer yes or no. Could be a singleton, Maz, I agree with you. So they wouldn't. With Queen Doubleton, you don't drop the queen. So that Queen of Clubs says one of two things. One, it's a singleton queen, which it can't be because they've supported clubs here. B, it guarantees the jack. So which card does West play now? Yeah, they must have three clubs, B, of course, because they support it. So now, very good defense, dropping that Queen of Clubs. West can now play a low club. To the knave. Crucially, giving East the lead. I did say these hands are more difficult. Which card does East play now specifically, having won the Jack of Clubs? But that's a really good point there. Remember to do that, Queen Jack X, or even Queen Jack. If partner plays the ace, drop the queen. Of course, they play to dummy's weaker suit, which is the two of hearts. It'll be easier next week. We're doing suit quality overcall tests and level of the fit. Might as well try the king. Some people do underlead their aces halfway through a hand. And a heart comes back probably trumping high. Over to the King of Diamonds. Yeah, finessing with three missing is a good thing to do. Very much against the odds to play the ace of spades there. Yeah, with there's three cards missing, including the king, you should finesse. And we got the rest, haven't we? So we'll claim those. But with that very clever defense, East-West have defeated four spades by one. Giving them 100 actually, because they're vulnerable. So that would have been what we call, had East-West bid 5 clubs, that would be what we call a phantom sacrifice. Put it into Google, what a phantom sacrifice is at bridge. It's when you go down and the opponents weren't making their game either. No, you wouldn't double, Sam. There's no guarantee 4 spades is going down. You'll get a really good result for defending that well and getting it 1 down. Not many pairs at club level would defeat 4 spades because they just bash out the ace king of clubs. And then the losing hearts go away on the diamonds. Good. Let's move back to the classroom. Fun hand, that one. Okay. Let's look at this one here. So partners, no one's vulnerable here. Oh, sorry, east-west is vulnerable, north-south are not. Your partner's overcalled 2 diamonds, that's me. What number of diamonds do you bid as south after your partner's overcall? With you only got 5 points, what number of diamonds do you think? Rosemary's got a question, by the way, in the chat box. Rosemary, with queen and a small, would you still play the queen? Definitely not. No, let me just find the queen for you. If you're if partner leaves the ace, you play the 4 with queen X. Yeah, you don't signal a doubleton queen, ever. Choose between, can I just say there was a bit of a get out of jail free. Should we make an advanced sacrifice here? British prison is overcrowded, as you know, but Bashir's building a new wing. It's going to be called the Stocken wing, apparently. I was honoured that it's been getting me named in my honour. Should we go for gold? I mean, it's almost certainty the opponent's got 4 spades on, isn't it, here? Can we try and make life really awkward for them? Level of the fit does only say 3 diamonds, Cynthia, but this is duplicate pairs tactics. We're going to try and make life really difficult for east-west. How can we make life really hard for them? Level of the fit does say bid 3 diamonds, but, you know, we're taking things to another level here. Should we have a look? 5 diamonds. Yes. And don't just be very nervous, shaking as you put it on the bidding, you know, on the table like that, quivering with fear, as though you should. I mean, if I was bidding 5 diamonds here, I'd just plonk it on the table, as I kind of almost meant to make it. You know, I'd expect to be doubled. We've got no defensive values here. We're short in spades, and left-hand opponent hasn't even had the chance to show spade support. Isn't she going to bid 5 spades? Yeah. Yes, I'd assume North has 6 diamonds, Dev, so might only have 5. 5 diamonds. And then West is certainly going to bid 5 spades, and you push them up a level too high, you know, maybe. What we call an advanced sacrifice. If the opponents save 5 over your 4, then double them. This gives you 2 ways to win. Either they're going down more than the value of your game, or you were not making the higher level. And there's my piggy bank, look. Spend, 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 crossed out, trying to save. Does your piggy book like that, Sam? Okay, we're on to the final stage now. Doubling conventional bids more freely at pairs. So stomach the odd rare occasions where the opponents redouble and make. Only an expert player would do that. If most of the time your double enables you to compete and gets partner off to the right lead, that's winning pairs. And what's that? Any idea what that lovely looking dog's doing? Why it's in the caption? Yeah, no, the pets always get a good... I know that if I put pets in the caption, they'll always get a good response. Oh, scenting a win, says Tiggy. Nice one. You're thinking out the box. It's the lead. Well done, yes. The right lead. That dog's got a fairly serious lead, isn't it? Walkies. Does look dayful, but you can't go wrong by putting a pet in the caption, can you? Robert and Sue. There we go. So, some of you perhaps don't know this, but when you double a conventional bid like Stamen or transfers, just before we go on, it says you've got a decent 5-card suit. Okay, it's for the lead. All right, so what do you think you might do with this one here? East has bid 2 club Stamen. Some of you may not, you have to tell your partner this, by the way, just in case they don't know, but if you double Stamen or transfer bid, it says you've got a decent 5-card suit and it's for the lead. Normally about 8 points or more. I mean, you might want to compete in that suit as well. You may want to compete in clubs. You're all doubling in the chat box. Yes, lead directing, Damien, that's the one. Oh, I've gone a bit mad with the captions, haven't I? Yeah, double for the lead. Or maybe to compete in clubs. Partner's lead, Julia. Yeah, partner. If partner's on lead, if you're on lead, clearly you lead the king of clubs. But if partner's on lead, they now know to lead a club. And that is a classic car, yes. Classic overcalling type hand. Or a classic car. We move on. Yes, nice card. Afraid it's not my card, Julie. Right, here's another one. You're playing pairs. Do you double for the lead with this one? What do you think? 10-point hand. Yeah, they've all been pretty difficult, these 4 lessons. We started them at the beginning of September, beginning of October, beginning of November. This is our final one in the series. I've had fun putting them together. I think they're definitely ones you can come back to later on. We'll be repeating this this series in about a year's time, probably next September. But definitely one to lock into. Well, the textbook tells us to pass, doesn't it? Because normally you're supposed to have a 5-card suit. But, can we sometimes break the rules in bridge? If you're watching in replay, would you double for the lead here? So tempting, isn't it? Hey, we're going to double. So the textbook says a 5-card suit, but this is pairs. Anything goes. Well, not anything, but it is sensible to double there. And best to be feisty. Yeah, there's a cat's being feisty with them. The cats are being feisty, Sam. Or one's being feisty anyway. Yeah, so we can't forget cat lovers as well. I know most of you are dog lovers, but a lot of you will be cat lovers, and I'm both. I love cats and dogs. And they were doubling, Chris, purely for the lead. Let's just make this really clear. No, they won't be left in clubs. They're going to end up in hearts, spades, or no chance. But just to make it clear, if I can, we are clearly asking partner to lead a club if they're the ones on lead. Yeah. Yes, when it's doubling the Stamen, Kim. A double of, yeah. Not really an honours count, Stuart. Just any decent honours count, Use the experience. Okay. Clearly, we're not doubling for the lead here. But might you do anything else, do you think? At pairs? Lovell, let's say. So we're not doubling here because that would show a club lead, but might you bid something here or not? I think that's the thing about duplicate pairs. It's really down to experience, how well you do in duplicate pairs, and it takes many, many years to climb up that duplicate ladder. Such a tough game, and the strategies are really difficult. Yeah, so you can bid 2 diamonds here, a lead director, if not vulnerable. And it pays to stick your neck out at pairs. I've already said that. You'll find your successful pairs players are brave in the bidding. They'll be good card players. And they'll be very good at defense as well. Yeah, and I think I've done pretty well on the captions today, Sam. Right. even though I say it myself. How about this one? They wouldn't expect first round control, Barry, no. No, just a good suit. King, Queen, 10, probably the minimum. Ace, Jack, 10, I'd do it on. Ace, Jack, 10x, yeah. Any 3 honours is probably about right, Stuart. Stuart mentioned that earlier. Typically 3 honours. King, Jack, 10x, yeah. But definitely they wouldn't expect first round control. Now, what about this one? Is there anything to do here? We've got 18 points. Yeah, it's kind of lesson you might want to come back to in 3 months' time. Some of you, you can just leave it, leave it on the doorstep. I won't be offended. But we're going, a much easier lesson next week on suit quality, overcall test, and level of the fit bidding. Almost all of the chat box is bidding. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I gave you this caption. Oh, almost all, apart from someone whose name begins with a C. I don't like to, mention names too much. Your heads might get a bit big. Silence is golden. Oh, Hound. Hello, Hound. Hound's made a rare comment. Or should I say, a rare woof. It's a pass. You're stymied. And not wise to bid 2 no trumps. His partner may have nothing. And look, there's someone who's stymied. Maybe that's your teenage son. Or your grandson, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, maybe pounce later, Linda. Oh, well done if you pass first time round, Andrew. Sam feels like the guy in the caption. This lesson is sponsored by paracetamol. Yes, I've beaten you up. You'll be pleased to hear this is the last lesson in the series. There's nothing you can do. You can't double, because that would be asking for a club lead, by the way. Yeah, doubling a conventional bid asks for the lead. You don't want a club lead. You've got 80 points. You just have to go quietly. Partner will have very few points, Lucy, correct. You don't want to be bidding 2 no trumps here. You would be on your own. Literally, partner won't have any points. Be a disaster. Yeah, but I'm glad you've learned from that. We're going to play our final hand on bridge base. Maybe, Andrew, if they go to 4, you could double, yeah, for penalties. Yes, Chili Mac, there are times. Yeah, that's why bridge is a tricky game, Chili Mac. So if sometimes you have rubbish you have to bid, and sometimes there's loads of points you have to pass. That's why you keep playing this wonderful game. There's always an exception. Well, it's often an exception. If it was Snap, you wouldn't be playing it much. And I would be out of a job. Now, hang on. We've got one more hand to play. I just need to focus. Focus. One no trump. 12 to 14. We teach an ACOL 12 to 14 for newcomers. What would your bid with the north hand? 13 points. Yes, darkened room, Amanda, gin and tonic, and paracetamol. How about that? But this lesson will be there for you. It's going to be in the library for up to, I think, 6 months. But of course, we have a wide range of experience in this level. Stamen, of course. Don't forget to use Stamen. East, do they bid? Yeah, and of course, in this class, there is a wide range of experience, judging probably from those who've only been playing bridge a year or two, those who've been playing bridge 50, 60 years. Put your hand up if you've been playing bridge 70 years. You may not want to. I've been playing about 45 years, on and off, not the whole time. Sometimes at a high level, sometimes at a low level. Yes, double for the lead. 2 spades by South. And North goes 3 no trump. So it's going to be a useful thing for you, that. If you only remember one thing today, remember to double the conventional bid for the lead. That'll be a new thing for some of you. And what does West lead? Well, they would have led I would have actually led. Well, we know they've got the majors. I might have led the 4 of diamonds there because North's promising 4 hearts and South's promising 4 spades. So I'd have actually gone for the 4 of diamonds. But now that partners led clubs, we can lead the club. And what am I thinking to myself? 3, 4, 5, 6 certain tricks. Clearly, extras can come from diamonds. There'll be 2 there. Might be 1 in spades. Might. But diamonds are going to be the key. But clearly, I know that East has got a club suit because they've doubled the club. So, now, this is a defensive hand. You won't be surprised to hear. What card, which of those clubs does East play now as third player? So you know partner's got a singleton or doubleton club, high-low. So, of course, we know that the ace and jack of clubs are with South, 100%. But which one do we play, do you think? I've got a pretty good idea which one you're going to play. If you're watching in replay, so do you play I'll give you a choice. You can either play the queen of clubs, the cheapest of touching honours. The king would be technically wrong, by the way. Third player plays the cheapest of touching honours. So the queen of clubs. Or do you encourage with the 9? Yeah, 2 choices. Well, most of the chat box is what I think you would do. I thought you'd do this. It seems like the natural play to make, to play the queen of clubs or the king. Declare clearly ducks. All right? Prison could loom. I think John's realised by the way I'm talking that bridge prison could loom. But no, it's not a serious offence, this, John. It's literally community service. But look what happens now. They continue with a club. Doesn't matter which. Clearly, we play diamonds. Continues with another club. But can you see what's happened? East's clubs are now finished. So we can play a diamond to the king, and that's it. The communication is severed. The East can no longer take their winning clubs, and we're going to make this contract actually with an over trick. We're going to make +1. So let's go back in time. Very well done. If you kept the communication going by playing, you could play the 3, but encouraging 9 of clubs. Look what a difference it makes. It's very subtle, this hand. Only your club expert, I think, would get this right. That's how difficult it is, but very well done without naming names if you played the 9 of clubs. Or even a low one would work as well. Look what happens. West rises with their king of diamonds, and they've now, crucially, blocked Damien, or lost an entry, Janie. Crucially now, West still has a club to play back, you see. It's very subtle. Clara wins as before. No point ducking again. You know that East has got 5 clubs. Now we knock out the ace of diamonds, look. But it's a different story. East now has the winning clubs to defeat us. Here we go. It doesn't matter. And we're going to be 1 down. Thank you, Maz. We're going to be 1 down, yeah. We'll claim the rest. Andrew, you must be tired. Yeah, it's been a power hour today. We're going to claim one down. So really tough defense that to defeat 3 no trumps, keeping the entries going, keeping the communication. It was very clever, Rosemary. Yes, I think only an advanced east-west pair would find that defense. It looks like a very natural thing to do to rise with a king or queen, doesn't it? But you did know that Declara has the ace-jack from the lead. Right. E-word, yeah, that is for the more experienced. But I think he found it fun, those defensive hands, just to see how well we defended those, how the top players would defend. Let's go back to the classroom briefly, just to give you 3 things to remember. Take a step back, make a penalty double more freely at pairs, putting Declara under pressure, number 1. Number 2, don't sacrifice at pairs. The expression is 5 is for the other side. Yeah, well, Sally's just saying it's fun. Good. I enjoyed it. And finally, double statement transfers more freely at pairs for the lead director. Yeah, partner, please lead a club. Or if they do a transfer, say 2 diamonds, partner, lead a diamond. You know, that's going to be useful. Oh, well, I think I need a gin and tonic after that as well. But we are at the end, 10:36 UK time.
Thank you.
Now then,
Thank you, everyone. Jack, I love the idea of bridge community service because, yeah, there's still a lot of work to do on the stock and wing. So we need to keep people, myself included, active while we're waiting for new living arrangements.
That's right. I hope they're good with their trowel and their cement, you know, for putting the bricks on, because I think one of the walls is only half done. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. And, you know, when one of the inmates is also, you know, the builder, there might be a back door for all of us who find ourselves there.
Well, I must just say to Hillary, Hillary's joined us. She's one of my locals, you know, from just down the road. So, you know, it was good fun. But yeah, tough lesson, you know, and obviously some tough defensive hands in there. Do you like that when we drop the Queen of Clubs from Queen Jack X?
I'm in awe of it. I can't imagine ever having the wherewithal to, you know, pull it off, but seeing how that hand plays out is just beautiful.
Really clever that, because it was essential that East got the lead to play a heart back through the King X before Declara got those hearts away on the diamond. So it was really really important for East to underlead their King of Clubs to get partner in.
And I guess in that instance, East needs to trust that West will have another opportunity to send something back.
Yes.
And East needs a stopper and another, at least one of the other suits. Am I reading?
Correct.
Cool.
Because, you know, seeing that what West really wanted was the Ace Jack X of hearts was to get partner in to play a heart through Declara's King X. You know, it's no good West playing out the Ace of Hearts. That would give Declara a trick with the King. So it was essential to get partner in to play a heart through. So yeah, really good defense. I like that one.
How cool. Well, the challenges you pose to us, not just today's lesson, but all 4 of these, I know I'm grateful for it. I know other folks are. And as mentioned, I'll be sure to bundle these together. These 4 lessons, I'll add a special link onto the class page, probably within a week or so. I'll email folks that as well. So that you can return to these 4 specifically with a bit more.
Just 1 or 2 brief things. Katie's brain hurts. Katie, look, have one of my paracetamol.
Jack, did you bring enough for the whole class?
Yes, no, there's a bumper pack next door,
okay.
Just in case. Kim had a quick question. Why wasn't that cheapest of touching on us? Kim, that's just for 3rd player. You know, if you've got King, Queen, Jack as 3rd player, Kim, you play the cheapest. If you're the opening lead, you play the highest, just to be clear. On that as well. But yeah, I think I've told them Wednesday, we're going back. They can come along on Wednesday. Much easier. We're doing a practice on transfers.
Wonderful. So that's 11 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yes.
And then next Monday's lesson?
Next Monday, we're a much easier lesson because I think we need an easier one after that. We're going back to suit quality overcall test and bidding to the level of the fit.
Fantastic. All right. So do your squats. We'll all be stretched out and ready for next week.
Oh, yes. And just finally, on a personal note, 1 or 2 were asking how my blind date went.
Of course. How was it?
I know. Well, I thought I wouldn't mention it in the lesson, you know, because it can be distracting. So I thought I'd leave it to the end. But actually, no, I'm afraid it was a disaster.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, this lady came in. The restaurant was completely empty at kind of lunchtime on a Monday. I thought, hang on a sec. I'm really hoping that lady's standing over there is not going to be my date. Anyway, she comes over to me and says, "Oh, hello, are you Jack?" And I felt like saying, "No, actually, I'm David."
I was scared for a sec. She recognized you from the class.
No, but I was the only person in the restaurant, you see, and I think I might have looked, but no, it wasn't a success. And needless to say, I didn't stay for dessert.
Well, there's an expression or two about many fish in the sea, so we'll all be pulling for the next one.
Well, yes, I think that, yes, that one was. But I think in future I will insist upon a photograph. You know, when my friend set me up with this lady, a friend of a friend set me up with this young lady. But that was a bit of fun, and you know, as you know, Bashir, I like a bit of a gamble. And one or two asking about the walker, though, just briefly, because I don't want to divulge too much. But yes, there is a third date with the lady I went on a walk with, so things are looking up.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, as always, you leave us with some cliffhangers, but we better let you go before you spill all the beans or all of the tea, as I always say. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone, especially folks who could be here live for this lesson. If you weren't able to join us this week, we hope you can join us next week. Reach out anytime I could be of any assistance. And leave a great question for Jack on the class page.
Yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions. Yeah, the odd question, you know, every now and again, more than happy to do that on the posting page. And what are we doing, Bashir? So next week we're squatting. We've got Wednesday, more than welcome to practice their transfer bidding, which I think could be fun. But thank you, Bashir, for it's been great doing this 4 lessons of duplicate pairs tactics. I know you're going to put it together as a bundle, so the more experienced players can see them all, you know, kind of in one place.
Very good. Thank you, Jack. Well done. And we'll see everyone next week.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye, Jack's mom.
Bye, Jack's mom.